Tabo Monastery is located in Tabo village of Spiti Valley in Himachal Pradesh, around 400 kilometers from Shimla. The journey is through arguably one of the most dangerous yet scenic roads of the world. The National Highway NH22 and then NH5 run parallel to Satluj River from Chaba to Poo for around 250 kilometers. Further, NH5 snakes along the Spiti River from Poo to Tabo, offering breathtaking views and heart-stopping gorges. One has to be careful of multiple hairpin bends and overhanging rocks as landslides are frequent. Perhaps it is this inaccessibility and isolation of Tabo that gives it an additional divine and peaceful charm. In the 10th century, Yesheod ascended the throne of Guge, which included western Tibet, Ladakh, Lahore Spiti, and Kinnor. By then, Buddhism had declined in Tibet and had degenerated to magical rites. Yesheod aimed to restore pure Buddhist teachings. He sent 21 scholars to Kashmir, but only two returned, Rinchen Zanpo and Lekpai. Rinchen Zanpo was given the responsibility to translate all Sanskrit scriptures in Tibetan language, and in time he came to be known as the Great Translator. Yesheod, his successors, and Rinchen Zanpo is credited to have built a chain of 108 monasteries across Guge. These were painted and sculpted by the finest artists brought from Kashmir. This period is known as the second great diffusion of Buddhism in the Himalayas. Tabo was built in 996 AD as a daughter monastery of Tholing, capital of Guge. It is the earliest functioning monastery of the second diffusion and is located in the cold valley of Spiti at an altitude of 3050 meters, around 10,000 feet. It is here that the 14th Dalai Lama held the Kal Chakras ceremonies in 1983 and 1996 and has expressed his desire to retire to Tabo as it is one of the holiest places. It has 9 temples, 4 decorated stupas, and numerous cave shrines. The temple, known as the Temple of Enlightened Gods, can be studied in 5 parts: the entry hall, the assembly hall, the ambulatory, cella, and the canopy above. The entry hall, the wall paintings are attributed to the foundation period of 996 AD, but lack the sophistication and the vibrancy of the later period. The royal patrons Yesheod and his 2 sons, Nagraja and Devraja, are portrayed on the south wall. The main temple was renovated 46 years later in 10,042 AD. The renovated iconography around 1000 years ago ranks as one of the finest in the Buddhist world. Let's enter the assembly hall. In Vajrayana Buddhism, it is believed that Adi Buddha, the self-created primordial Buddha, created 5 Dhyana Buddhas by his meditative powers. The 5 Dhyana Buddhas are Vairocana, Akshobhaya, Ratnasambhava, Amitava, and Amoga Siddhi. These deities occupy the principal places in the mandala. The hall is architecturally a Vajradhatu mandala. Lord Vairocana is seated at the apex of the mandala on lotus seat in Dharma Chakra Pravartana Mudra. 32 lifelike deities are fixed to the wall without any support from below and seem to float in heavenly space. They are arranged in symmetrical rows mirroring each other. The upper section above the sculptures has Buddha in 10 directions on both the north and the south walls, with 2 bodhisattvas each for 1 jina. The lower zone on the southern wall has the pilgrimage of Sudana, a trader who became a bodhisattva, and the northern wall depicts the life of Buddha. The east wall above the doorway is a large panel in which the protector deity Dorje Chenmo, originally known as Vi Nu Nin, of the main temple is venerated. The basic theme of the ambulatory on the north-south corridor's outer walls is of the 16 Bodhisattvas and 16 Mahabodhisattvas. Cella, or the inner sanctum, has a seated red Buddha identified as Vairocana on the throne with two lions at the base. To either side stands a Bodhisattva. Avalokiteshvara is on his right and blue Vajrasattva on his left. On the outer walls of the cella, the theme of 1,000 Buddhas is painted. It is worth noting that Tabo is unique for the use of cloth as a canopy for the mandala. Tabo paintings have been executed in tempera on mud plaster. Lime and clay was used for whitewash. All colors were of organic origin. Tabo paintings represent an amalgam of Kashmir and Pala styles which have been fused together with Tibetan influence. There are caves located in the adjoining mountains where one can still see beautiful fresco paintings. Tabo can be best described as the Ajanta of the Himalayas. The paintings are remarkably well maintained and vie in splendor with those of Ajanta. Though separated by 500 years, they are painted on the same principles outlined in ancient Sanskrit texts on aesthetics. That grace and inner beauty of the paintings lead to the discovery of self-realization and eternal truth.